Humans have 5 senses, and most of us go through life assuming that's roughly the full menu available to any animal. It isn't close. Scattered across the animal kingdom are entire sensory channels that don't have a human equivalent at all. Not a weaker version of something we already have, but something genuinely outside our biology's reach. These 10 senses aren't just more sensitive versions of ours. Several of them detect entire categories of information that simply don't exist as far as a human body is concerned. Number 10, desert ants and polarized skylight. As sunlight scatters through the atmosphere, it creates patterns of polarization invisible to human eyes. But desert ants have specialized photoreceptors in their eyes, specifically tuned to detect that pattern, using it as a built-in compass to navigate directly back to their nest across featureless desert terrain, even on cloudy days when the sun itself isn't visible. Number 9, pit vipers and infrared heat detection. Rattlesnakes and several related species have small pit organs positioned between their eyes and nostrils, containing a membrane sensitive enough to detect infrared radiation, essentially heat itself, as a separate sensory channel entirely apart from vision. In complete darkness, a pit viper can form a thermal picture of a warm-bodied animal nearby, striking accurately at prey it never visually saw at all. Number 8, blind cavefish and full darkness navigation. Living in permanent, total darkness where eyes provide no advantage. Some cavefish species have lost their vision entirely over generations, relying instead on an enhanced lateral line system. Rows of pressure-sensitive cells running along their body, sensitive enough to detect the pressure waves created by their own movement reflecting off nearby surfaces. Researchers studying this behavior have documented cavefish navigating complex environments and even detecting stationary objects with a level of precision that rivals sighted fish using vision. Number 7, snakes and the Jacobson's organ. When a snake flicks its tongue, it isn't just smelling the air the way a nose does. It's collecting chemical particles directly and delivering them to a specialized structure on the roof of its mouth called the Jacobson's organ, a separate chemical sensing system entirely distinct from a standard nose, allowing the snake to build an extraordinarily detailed chemical map of its environment with a level of directional precision, left tongue tip versus right, that regular smell can't provide. Here's where this list moves from senses that stretch familiar categories into ones that don't map onto human experience at all. Number 6, weakly electric fish. Species like the elephant-nosed fish generate a continuous weak electric field around their own bodies, then read subtle distortions in that field caused by nearby objects, prey, obstacles, even other fish, essentially building a real-time, three-dimensional map of their surroundings using electricity they generate themselves. This is a fundamentally different system from animals that simply detect other creatures' existing electrical signals. This fish creates its own sense from scratch and reads the world through the disturbances in it. Number 5, sea turtles and the magnetic map. Sea turtles can detect both the intensity and the angle of Earth's magnetic field, and researchers believe they use that combined information as something closer to a map than a simple compass, allowing individual turtles to navigate back to the exact stretch of beach where they originally hatched, sometimes after years spent traveling thousands of miles across open ocean. Number 4, migratory songbirds and the light-dependent compass. Unlike a sea turtle's magnetic map, many migratory birds appear to sense magnetic field direction through a completely different mechanism. Specialized proteins in their eyes called cryptochromes, activated by light in a way that researchers believe may allow birds to essentially see the magnetic field as a visual overlay on the world around them, a genuinely quantum-level biological process still being actively studied. Number 3, bats and echolocation. By emitting rapid high-frequency calls and analyzing the returning echoes with extraordinary precision, bats build a complete spatial picture of their surroundings using sound alone, detecting not just where an object is, but its exact size, texture, and even movement speed through subtle shifts in the returning echo's frequency, all processed fast enough to navigate and hunt insects in complete darkness at full flight speed. Number 2, reindeer and ultraviolet vision. Unlike humans, reindeer can see well into the ultraviolet spectrum, revealing an entire layer of visual information completely invisible to us: polar bear fur, which absorbs UV light and appears strikingly dark against UV reflective snow, along with urine trails and certain lichen patches that stand out sharply in ultraviolet, even when they're nearly impossible for a human eye to distinguish from their surroundings. And number 1, the African elephant, which combines two separate senses no human has any access to at all. Elephants communicate using infrasound, calls pitched below the threshold of human hearing entirely, capable of traveling several kilometers even through dense terrain. And separately, researchers have documented elephants detecting seismic vibrations, ground-borne signals from distant thunder, other elephants' calls or approaching danger through specialized sensory cells in their feet, effectively feeling sound travel up through the earth itself before it ever reaches their ears. What connects all 10 of these isn't just heightened ability. It's the existence of entire information channels running through the world constantly: magnetic fields, infrared heat, polarized light, ground vibration, that most of us never think about because our own biology gives us no way to notice them at all. If you could permanently gain just one of these 10 senses, which one would you actually choose? And which one do you think would be the hardest to adjust to? Tell me in the comments, and subscribe to NatureCrest for more deep dives into the animal kingdom's most extraordinary and most alien abilities.